Jake Curtis, California Bears, I want SI. How do you feel right now?
Not great. Yeah, frustrating to lose that way, and yeah, the feeling right now is, this one hurts, but we're gonna come back and regroup, and despite how things went today, I know that this team and myself next week we're gonna come back and give it everything we got.
And you, Fernando?
I agree with what Teddye said. Got to regroup, come back, and punch harder, because right now, especially in our offense, our punches aren't hard enough. I take accountability for that.
Joaquin Reeves with the Daily Californian. Last year, I know, Teddye, you weren't here, but Fernando, you guys were in a similar position, similar record, and then you guys went on a run. Is that something that you guys are still echoing after a loss like that?
Yeah, the biggest thing with the run concept and theory is to be on a run, you need to get the first one. And we need to take it one game at a time, because even when we win the first one, it's not a run until you win the second one, you win the third one. So although you can look ahead of the season and all our games are winnable. However, if we as a team, we're taking it one at a time to make sure that it's going to be a run, but we're not looking at it like, oh, okay, check, win. Like, we need to really focus, intently focus one game at a time and put our best foot forward each game.
Fernando, I know you're a leader on the offense. Teddye, I assume you're a leader on the defense. You talk about leadership. Sometimes it's easy to be a leader when you're winning. It's harder to be a leader when you're going through something like this. So what do you guys do this coming week when I would imagine leadership is as important as it might be the entire season?
I would say there's two things. I would say regrouping the team. It's a normal human emotion to feel frustrated after a loss. Everybody, no one in the locker room is feeling good right now. Nobody. So it's all about, as leaders, inspiring that positive energy within the team so we can regroup. And then with the positive side, we also need to have the other side, the accountability side. Accountability with myself, the leaders on the team, and everybody on the team. We need to hold everybody to a higher standard, because our standard isn't, I don't believe it's high enough right now. And that's something that, as leaders, I believe that Teddye and I control, and we have a ton of other great leaders on the team. I could go on days and days for all the leaders we have on the team, but it takes those two things: regrouping and shifting from a negative to a positive energy, and accountability. And practice Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is going to be really competitive, and yeah.
Yeah, I agree with everything that Nando said, and then just to add on, I think it's going to be important for us as leaders and for everyone on the team to just bring it. Like, it can be easy to get frustrated, get down, and not bring the effort that's necessary to get ready for the game. But that's what we have to do. We have to, and that starts with us. It starts with me. We have to bring it, and we have to, like Fernando said, be extremely competitive on practice this week and just continue to push forward.
Michelle Moshkoy, the Daily Californian. Fernando, you guys have Oregon State up next. That's a team you're familiar with. You made your debut against them last year. Kind of shifting gears to next week. How do you feel about that matchup, and what do you want to bring to the gridiron?
Yeah, that's a great question, and I love your question for the reason, first of all, it's a great question, but second of all, it's on Oregon State, and that's the mentality of the team right now. And Oregon State is a familiar foe. We've had them in the Pac-12. We played them for the last 12, 15 years, every single year, because we were both in the Pac-12 North back in the day, Pac-12. But this is a great opponent. They're no one to be taken lightly. Although they're in a new conference, they're Oregon State. Oregon State embodies tough football, they're physical, and they're smart. So that's something that we're going to need to be keen on this week with our scouting, and just take everything to another level, such as, like Teddye said.
For either of you guys, before you regroup, how do you deal with what's going to sit in your head all night as you're laying in bed tonight? I'm sure that 4 in a row by a combined 9 points, which you don't see that hardly ever. How do you get past that before you're able to regroup?
Like Teddye said, it sucks. And a loss is a loss. Whether it's 9 points within the 4 games or 100 points, a loss is a loss, and it's going to take a lot of self-evaluation, especially. I can speak for myself. I mean, there's a go ball that Jonathan Brady beat the guy, and I overthrew him, and that's something that I know I'm a player that can make that throw in that moment of the game. So that's honestly eating at me a little bit right now. But I would say that, like Teddye and I said, it sucks. No one's happy right now, but it takes a little bit of being real with yourself. Okay, where can we get better? Oh, maybe after practice you need to throw a couple more of those balls to JB. And then regroup as positive and be ready for Monday. Because it's going to suck Saturday. It's going to be a little when we watch the film Sunday, but Monday, new slate, Oregon State.
Teddie, same thing. How do you get rid of this one before you regroup?
Yeah, it's not easy, especially tonight. You know, there's not really much we can do in terms of, you know, looking forward. So I think this is just kind of the time to. You just got to feel it. It sucks, and it's a part of the game, and it's yeah, it's not easy, and it's gonna suck tonight. But like we've been saying, after tonight, we're gonna watch the film on Sunday, and you know, evaluate how we can get better. Then come Monday, we're rolling on to Oregon State.
Fernando and Teddye, you guys, we mentioned leadership. You guys have seen the good, the bad, the ugly through spring, summer, and now fall. What do you think you're about to find out about this team in this upcoming stretch of games?
I know what we're going to find out. I know that leadership isn't only the captains or future NFL linebacker or any of the captains on offense or defense. It's everybody needs to embody leadership on the team, whether it's scout team, not playing, bringing energy, bringing good force and your best foot forward. So it doesn't just start with – it starts with the main leaders, I would say, but everybody on the team, we're all going to take our best foot forward and step forward and all have leadership in a way, because leadership, especially in our Cal football family, is not designated for 2 people. It's designated for all 100 and I believe like 13 or something like that players on the team.
Fernando, we talked a lot all week about the sacks that you had been piling up over 6 weeks, and for 3 quarters tonight, you didn't get sacked, and then there were 4 in the fourth quarter. Can you just talk about what your offensive line did for most of the game, and then what changed at the finish?
I'd say my offensive line had a great game, and I stand with those guys. I believe with those guys. Honestly, I have my eyes down the field, so I'm not entirely sure. But when we come off on the sideline, I mean, I trust those guys. I'm going to stand in that pocket and yeah, and to try to deliver the ball to my playmakers. So I'm going to do every single play, get the ball out quicker, and yeah. So, I mean, I trust those guys, and it was incredibly unfortunate and saddening to see TJ Session go down at the end of the game, as he's been an incredible leader of the team, the offense, and I still believe that he's a really bright future playing in the pro leagues. So, but yeah, I mean, sometimes at the end of the game, it's tough when we're trying to stretch the ball downfield in a little time. So I can't tell you exactly what happened, but I mean, I'm putting it on myself to get the ball out quicker in better places.
But in those situations late in the game when you're trying to come back, is it just instinct to keep looking for someone downfield, and even if it means holding the ball a little longer?
I'm always just trying to give our guys a chance. I'm always just trying to give our guys a chance, and in my progression, if I do get bumped, I'm still trying to stay strong, keep my eyes downfield, and give someone a chance. When I go through my progression, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I look for a guy with a good chance of winning. And so when I believe a guy has a good chance of winning, I'm going to throw that ball to them and give them a catchable ball. So that's my job as a quarterback, is to facilitate the offense and make good decisions. So that's what I'm going to keep on doing. Anybody else? Got one more right here in the front.
Fernando Mendoza Teddye, the Daily Californian. Tough 4-week stretch, obviously. What's your message to the fans to keep them hopeful in this team?
My message, and I believe Since Teddye and I are up here representing the team right now, I say the team's message is that through Cal, through our community, through the academics, through our athletics, we're one tough crowd. We're one tough team, we're one tough crowd, we're one tough family. So we're going to keep on pushing, do everything on our end, and I promise you I'm going to do everything on my end. Teddye, the same. I know what type of guy he is, and everybody on the team. So to stay tough and through adversity, that we're all in this together. And we're going to keep on pushing forward, and we're on to Oregon State. And that we do see everything that they put out and support, and we love them. And we're going to get to Oregon State for them.